Welcome, everybody, to It Tastes Different Gaming News. Today, we're going to discuss Halo crossplay and cheaters. There is a rash of cheating going on between Halo PC and Halo console, and people are getting pissy. And you can't blame them. According to Kotaku, people are just wanting to split, just divorce the PC altogether and just stick to console, and PC stick to PC. I'm good with it. So let's find out from our resident Halo champ and lover of all things online Halo, Pat. What do you think, Pat?
I think you picked the wrong one of us. As everybody knows, first-person shooters are not my thing. Multiplayer ones, I should say. I love first-person shooters. I just don't like multiplayer. Halo is pretty rough. I will tell you that it's probably one of the roughest multiplayers that I've played in a long time because I feel like I just get dominated in that game. And I don't know if it's because I suck or there's cheaters, whatever. I'm not paying close enough attention to anybody else playing. But there's tons of videos out there on YouTube and stuff where you can watch people show you how they track down cheaters and showing cheaters. And there's even videos on what cheating apps and applications are out there for you, such as seeing players through walls and auto aim bots and crap like that. I'm like, that doesn't make the game fun. I guess it makes the game fun for them because they're those kind of people. But for everybody else, they're just ruining the game and they don't want to play with them. But most cheaters don't care about other people is what we should already know about that. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of console Xbox players are basically saying we want the ability to turn this off. We don't want to play with PC players because it's inherently more difficult to cheat on the console. I mean, you'd have to modify the console root files and stuff like that, or use, as Nick had mentioned in one of our things, a controller mod. You know, I guess you can mod Xbox, you can do all that stuff, but that's a lot more harder than just running an application in the background while the game's running. Most people who aren't tech savvy aren't going to be modifying anything. They're just going to run an application, all these script kiddies out there. So, you know, what's funny to me is that there doesn't appear to be anything embedded in there is no anti-cheat system running now. For 343 didn't anticipate this was going to happen. And if they did, why didn't they put something in play? So I'm all for it. I mean, when we play a lot of games that we do multiplayer together, if it's not co-op style, we often disable the play with PC players anyway, because in my opinion, you have a natural advantage anyway to play on the PC with keyboard and mouse because there's a lot more control that you have with that keyboard and mouse. I can go halfway across the screen in a twitch movement on my mouse that I can't really necessarily do on a controller. I can turn the sensitivity all the way up, but it's a lot harder to control than a mouse. So let's go to the real resident expert here, talk to Nick and see what he thinks.
Yeah. All multiplayer games are rampant with cheaters, but yeah, if they don't put something in place to at least combat some of the cheating, because you can't combat it all. That's just the nature of the game, but they need to put something in place to combat for the PC players and console players to combat those cheaters. But yeah, I mean, most games that have crossplay nowadays typically have a switch that you can switch on and off if you want to allow crossplay or not. So why Halo doesn't have that option is kind of strange. But it's definitely something they need to introduce. And I can understand why. I mean, even if you're playing Halo or any multiplayer competitive game, and let's say you're losing, you're not doing very well, but if everyone's on the same equal playing ground, then, it's a little easier to take. But when someone's cheating, it's like, you don't want to play anymore. You just want to get off and go play something else so if a game becomes rampant with cheaters, that game's just going to die. All it's going to be is just nothing but cheaters in it. And those people, the cheaters are going to play with the cheaters, and that's what it's going to turn into. And all the actual players are going to move off to something else because they just can't stand it anymore. So, yeah, I mean, 343 needs to do something about it. Either, offer them the ability to turn it off. I don't know why they couldn't. Well, I think they should do both, really. Offer them the opportunity to turn it off and put in some sort of anti-cheat system into the game, and especially for PC side, that detects those types of things. So hopefully they'll get that in place so that way, they can combat those cheaters. But what about you, Shane?
I hate cheaters. I hate many things in life, but cheaters are my biggest thing I hate. 343 promises to, according to the Kotaku article, promises to address the cheating. You can promise all you want, but like Pat said, there should have been a heavy system in place, especially considering the crossplay. I mean, if a PC player wants to cheat on a PC player, go ahead. You can cheat on each other. I don't give a crap. But it's so much easier to cheat on a PC, so that really, really throws a bigger disadvantage on the console player. Like Pat said, you're going to be able to play a lot better, especially in FPS, on a PC than you are on a console. PC guy will most likely win, unless you're me. I suck with keyboard and mouse. The article hits on a lot of notes, as Pat has mentioned. Was there not something really in place, at the beginning of this? Because it just doesn't make sense. I understand, 343 and Microsoft really were, doing their best to get this out last year, and it got delayed. Great. It was for the best. I'm positive it was. But if they were going to release the game a month early, they didn't have anything set up to prevent, the biggest launch of the year, really, from being rampant with, cheaters. And there was some technical issues with the game already. So the cheating was just a, bigger pain in the ass for everybody. Microsoft has been doing a great job, but this is one of those things that are holding them down. You can say all the praises you want, but when they make a major mistake like this, that really hurts them. And this is a major mistake to allow such cheating on the levels that these people are talking about. And that pushes people away from the game. That means people aren't going to play it near as much. That means Microsoft's going to lose revenue. And that sucks, because I love Halo. I enjoy the multiplayer. I really do. But I'm not going to play with a bunch of cheating PC guys. I'm just not going to do it. I'd rather run rapid with you guys on bots and just be a happy little boy. So
one thing I don't understand too is how they could not have implemented a reporting feature within the game. Like, what kind of online multiplayer makes you go to a website to report something? I mean, using the browser on the console is not the easiest thing in the world. So if you don't own a computer at home and all you own is the console, and they say, hey, when you see somebody cheating, upload a video of them to our website through the help support site. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? What is this, 1999, where nobody has a console? What are we doing here, guys? 343 seems to have dropped the ball, or they had their heads up their asses and not even thinking that people are going to cheat. Or what do we do? How do we report online bugs? I mean, they failed like QA 101, right? Like when they have a bug in their game, how do you entice people to report that stuff? Make it easy. They decided we're gonna do the complete opposite of it. We don't want to talk to any of you D-bags. Just buy our crap and don't complain. That's exactly what it sounds like here, because they're like, hey, you want to report anything? Go online and fill out that form. Don't do it right from your console, because that's just too easy, and we don't want to make it easy for you. I don't know. Somebody at 343 really fudged it on this one. I think they were all just ostriching it and shoving their face in the sand, thinking nobody's going to know, nobody's going to care. And now we got cheaters going like crazy, and Xbox players not wanting to play with PC players anymore. And 343 is basically going, we didn't see this coming. So That's exactly what they're like. They're like, what? You mean there's cheaters out there? You can't report this in game. You actually want to report this while you're in the game and not have to go to an external website?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you guys?
Pretty positive back in the day, and I hope I'm in the right game. You could go to like the scoreboard and click on the name, and it'll say, view profile or kick, or give you these various options. You used to be able to report things like that. This person's foul mouth, this person's being racist, this person's cheating. That was big when 360 came out, because you could see all the people you played with during a match on the dashboard itself. You could go there, and then you could report that kind of stuff. I mean, it happened all the time. A lot of it was BS. People were getting spammed kicked because of they were reporting cheating just because you were kicking their butts or something. But yeah, you're right. It's being able to report an issue with the game should be priority. Being able to report cheating in the game should be a real priority. So,
right, yeah, and then what John Jasinski or whatever is basically all over their thing saying cheating is a natural part of free to play PC game, and it was one they anticipated. But it's like, if you anticipated it, you should have put in something from the beginning, not just said we're going to have a hope and a prayer here that nothing happens, and we're going to hope all these flying pigs don't bump their ass when they try to take off. So I don't get it. These guys seem like they're way out of touch, or they're just a bunch of idiots. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a pretty weak. Well, I mean, I can't even say pretty weak. That was freaking weak response. If you were anticipating something, if you're anticipating something bad, you pretty much want to set up a countermeasure. I mean, that's evolution. If you know something bad's going to happen, if you're going outside, it's 40 below, it's 40 below. Are you going to go out there in flip-flops? No, you're going to put on frickin' shoes. You're going to put on boots. You're going to protect yourself. That's what they should have been doing. But nope, we're going to monitor the situation. We're going to see how many people die, how many homes are lost, how many kids are kidnapped, and then we'll make a decision in about 6 months, because it's what they do.
They pretty much did that. They pretty much said, we anticipate there's going to be cheaters, but we are going to do absolutely nothing about it. We'll take care of it in the future. That's tomorrow me's problem, not today me's problem. That's what they basically said. That's tomorrow's problem, not today's problem. Even though today's problems are going to cause you tomorrow's issues when people won't play your damn game.
It's a horse crap. It's really horse crap. I mean, Nick, do you remember when the last few Halos? I don't remember a bunch of cheaters and stuff, but did they have crossplay on those, on 3 or 4 and 5?
I don't think so.
They did. Now, I don't remember a bunch of cheaters. I know one thing people used to do on Halo 2 and 3, they used to, what they call like throttling their internet to screw it up or something like that. And people used to, especially Rainbow Six, that's when I first heard about it. It's ridiculous. I mean, a person can get a 19 kill streak in Halo. That's fantastic, but there's a heavy chance that dude's cheating his ass off too.
I don't know. If I'm in there, it could probably be pretty easy. It might be 17 of those 19 kills.
Yeah, but you're going to put up a fight.
Yeah.
Well, it's a sad thing. It just goes to show you that the worst thing about online gaming with your friends is online gaming with strangers, because you never know who you're going to get. I have met some amazing people playing online over the last many years, and I have met some of the worst individuals in history. I mean, baby future Hitlers. I mean, there's just so many bad people out there. And that's why when we play in party chat, because people are bad. Not all people, not the majority of people, but the ones that are, they ruin it for everybody. Cheating is just ruining the love people have for something. It's all it is. And it's a selfish thing they're doing.
Yep. And as Shane said, they're going to be playing with just themselves if they're not careful.
Mm-hmm. Which I bet they already do in their mom's basement at the trailer park.
Yeah. I don't know. What else can you say about it? The 343 should have had more foresight is the only thing I could say. These guys should have known this was going to happen. And who in their right mind is trying to make something viable? Who's trying to, a free multiplayer game. How are they making it viable? They want people to pay for their extras, their currency, their skins. You're not convincing people to do that when they're just getting rocketed all the time by some cheater in the game. I'm not going to spend money on something I'm not going to play more than a few days.
That dude has a fully automatic rocket launcher, but look at my suit. Isn't it pretty?
I stand out like a sore thumb because I got the cool new armor that's gold plated so he could find me easier.
Right. I got the lightish red.
I got the brown armor so that you can see the brown streak I leave when he kills me over and over and over.
That man's got the right idea. He's wearing the brown armor. Well, it's a sad thing. It's a ridiculous thing that gamers have to go through this, and unfortunately, it's only getting worse. The technology is getting easier and easier for the bad guys, and it's getting harder for the good guys. So, if you find a cheater, it's a pain in the ass, but report them. Just report them. Do your part. Call these people out. Don't let them ruin it for you. Don't let them ruin it for you. Find a good group of guys and just have fun with them and do your best. You guys have anything else to say? I'm pissed now. I'm going to go shoot something. All right. Yeah, that part too. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, hit the notifications, and make sure you give us some comments. Tell us what you think about cheaters and everything we discussed today in any of our shows. And we will talk to you later. See ya.